Going on to you, Capricorn. So you have the Page of Cups, the Judgment, and you have the Eight of Cups. So what I'm seeing here for you, Capricorns, is that I'm seeing how, ultimately, people that you have stopped talking to are very delusional. They think that they're going to be able to get a better version of you, that, a person that they can respect. But they don't seem to understand that you Capricorns were the tippy top of where it is that, the best that they were ever really going to get. And the Eight of Cups is representation about how you Capricorns are much better without these delusional people around you in the first place. They're so awkward. They're so weird. And a lot of you Capricorns, you're glad that you stopped talking to this ex, this person that you could have potentially gone somewhere with, but they just kept thinking that they were better than you and that they didn't have to listen to anything that you had to say to them whatsoever. Even though you Capricorns were providing valuable information and you were contributing into their life, they ultimately did it to themselves. The Hierophant and the Fool is about how now that you Capricorns have gone off without them and you're doing your own thing, right? As a single person, you're still out here and you're dating. You're still trying to get to know other people and find out what they've got going on. But at the same time, a lot of you are doing it with a lot more wisdom. You're not just doing it based upon, you having, a desire to actually get to know people, right? Which you do. You're doing it intelligently because you have the experiences to know how you should be approaching other people in the first place. The Ten of Wands and the Queen of Wands. The Ten of Wands and the Queen of Wands is about how, so when it comes to people bringing what they bring to the table, they're going to have to actually bring something that they can legitimately offer to you, right? You're going to have to be able to actually use what they can bring. If they're talking about how much money they bring to the table, but then you Capricorns are like, okay, well, let's do 50-50, which is the natural default setting of a relation. Oh my gosh. The stupid stuff, yo. Like, every time there's a distraction going on. Like, what is wrong with y'all? But anyway, so a lot of you, if they popping up with some delusional stuff, right? Because you're like, hey, let's go 50-50. And then they want to act like they don't want to hear that or whatever, then, that's their problem, because they're really going to look, anyone that's coming to you Capricorns with that is really going to look stupid in the first place, because the natural default pattern of all relationships without exception is 50-50. And people don't want to understand it, but it's the truth. It takes a conversation to tell the person, I'll pay most of the bills. That's a conversation. That means that that's not natural. The natural default pattern is, how am I going to be in a relationship and not contribute? Which makes no sense. But then you have the Knight of Swords, right? Which is in connection with the Queen of Wands. Pay attention to who they say that they are. If these are people that are happy to sit back and let you coast, happy to sit back and coast while you do everything, then it means that those are not really the people that you Capricorns are supposed to be spending your time hanging around. Those are weirdos. The Six of Wands and the Six of Swords is about, because this is very much so about you. And it's just about you just as much as it's about them. It's about the two of you working together. If a person wants to act like they're hard-headed, then that's their fault. There's nothing that you could do about that but leave. Because at the end of the day, you Capricorns are looking out for you. So let's clarify the Six of Swords. Nine of Swords, Moon, King of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and then you have the Hierophant. Not Hierophant, the Hangman. So again, once you start seeing people's issues, right, that they have, some serious issues. I'm not talking about flaws. that everyone has that they could obviously grow up from. I'm talking about serious issues. Obviously, you got to leave that alone. But the Nine of Swords and the Moon, that's their problem. They're the ones that's going to have night problems and have trouble sleeping at night. Not you, Capricorns. Y'all are going to be sleeping quite easily and easy. The King of Swords represents because a lot of you already know what you bring into the table, and that there's no way that you're supposed to be in a relationship and you're contributing the majority of all of it, and they're not contributing anything. You know, that doesn't make any kind of sense. The Eight of Cups and the Hangman represents how a lot of you Capricorns will leave, and you should leave if you see someone acting like they don't have any kind of common sense and just coasting and letting you let you do everything. You know, the Hangman represents how if the person is going to do that, you Capricorns might as well just get back to getting to know other people. That's pretty much it. Peace.